Wooly, I want you to close your eyes, and I want to do an imagination exercise for this. Okay. I want you to think of Sonic the Hedgehog. All right. Do you see him?
Mm-hmm. He's
Now make him.
he's made up of Minecraft blocks.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Now he has a video game, right? Sonic the Hedgehog does video games, and sometimes he runs around, and sometimes he jumps on like a rail, right? Can you see Sonic in his video game?
He's rolling around at the speed of sound. Yep.
Right. Now, imagine if Sonic was like yellow or like gray, and the game he was in was good.
Oh, so now I'm not seeing a hedgehog. I'm seeing an electric jester.
No, you're seeing a Lombax in this particular specific situation.
Oh, okay.
Um, uh,
Because, you know, there's a good yellow Sonic, and it's called Spark the Electric Jester.
so Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart came out.
Yeah.
The hey guys, look what the PS5's SSD can do video game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is stellar. It is. I would put it up there with like some of the better like 3D Mario games.
Does Ratchet and Clank involve that much running that you'd make that comparison?
No. I made that comparison when I was running around shooting guys like Shadow, and then did a section in which I was doing 3 side-by-side speed rails.
I see.
Like
Okay.
all of Sonic's rail grinding things. And then I got to a little cutscene with a bunch of animal friends.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man. Um,
So it's a PS5
big
tech
exclusive.
demo.
Yeah. It is visually immaculate. There is a lot of really, like they showed off in the what do you call it in all the trailers, like haha, you fell through a portal, now you're in a pirate area, or
World
whatever.
shifting. Yeah.
Right? And it never looked that impressive. It was just like a little visual trick. There's a level that they show off in about halfway through the game that is like, oh, this is the level that was in big letters on a whiteboard. Make this level work.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're hitting you're switching between 2 dimensions of a destroyed planet that has super upside down shit ass gravity and a working mining planet, and it is instantaneous, and it is the whole goddamn level switches over, and it is fucking nuts. But more than its technical prowess, the game is just excellent. It's just absolutely like stellar, good feeling. Controls great, looks great, runs great, sounds great.
Any
It's
opinions on
great.
previous Ratchet and Clanks?
Yeah, I played the PS2 games, and they were fantastic then.
Okay.
And they were kind of technically amazing back then as well.
I am definitely thinking of Titanfall 2's time traveling system. In that level.
Yeah, it's the same, but like dramatically expanded, like big, huge. It is like, how do I put this? It's been a long time since I played a video game in which literally every single thing that happened or I went, ooh, that's good. One of the first things that you get is you can get these big gold bolts that are floating around in the environment, and you grab them and they unlock cheats or unlockables. And like, okay, so one of them is like photo filters. One of them is big head mode or small head mode, which looks fucking nightmarish. But the first one is change, like, you hit boxes and like currency comes out and it's nuts and bolts and little pieces of metal. Change it to Mario Gold coins Zelda rupees, or fucking energy drinks.
Okay.
And when you change them, the sound effects associated with them also change.
To the copyright, not copyrighted, but like to the literally other
Legally
franchise.
distinct. Legally distinct.
It plays a Mario noise or a Sonic Ring noise.
Somewhat similar.
Okay, because I mean, even if it was legally okay to, it would be a weird move to just do it unapologetically.
I got a goddamn thing that can change your like wrench or your hammer into a different thing. And it's like, oh, it could be a pirate sword or this or just literally a keyblade.
Okay.
It's just nonstop bursting, polished, immaculate. It's so good. It's easily like the best like exclusive game that I've seen this year.
So yeah, I mean, I've never played any of them, but I do get the impression that this is how, well, it would have been. I guess it's supposed to be like Crash Bandicoot, but like if anything, I guess it sounds like this is how you answer your Mario Odysseys and your Mario Galaxies of the world.
This absolutely feels like Sony's Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Like absolutely, like 100%. Like, and it's I don't know what to call it. I would call it a platform shooter. Where like it controls like a 3D platformer, but it gives you a gun.
Yeah, that's what the trailers always showed me. Is you run and you shoot things, and then you jump.
It does the Returnal thing, where half trigger gives you something and full trigger gives you something else. And it's the Ratchet and Clank games have always lived and died based on their weapon selection. And Insomniac does great weapons. And this is some good shit. So let me tell you about Mr. Fungi.
I've been sold on the I've been turned around on that semi trigger function thing, by the way. Like I mentioned when I played Returnal.
It's real good.
Sounded not great from your description, and playing it, it's like nope, this works. Definitely.
In Ratchet, the most common thing is that when you have a grenade one, you do it halfway and you see the targeting reticle and the arc, and then you pull it full and you toss the grenade. Right? Like that just... but let me tell you about Mr. Fungi. So Mr. Fungi is spelled like MR and then space Fungi. It's a mushroom man. And when you throw him down, he's a little turret. He's a little mushroom dude with an eyeball. And points finger guns at people to shoot them with little projectiles and goes and looks like hungover, and will show up with dialogue that goes, "Hey, I'm a really fun guy. Woo." It's almost Mr. Meeseeks-ish.
Okay.
In that when he despawns, he like bursts into spores and dies. And is sometimes excited.
Okay. To die.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you level these things up. So, he shoots more often, or enemies are more likely to target him, or he'll explode and do damage, that kind of thing. And the second to last upgrade is you can have 2 fun guys out at once, which is great. And then the final upgrade, which is automatic, is you get Ms. Fun Guy. And it's Mr. Fungi with a bow. And when you throw it out, Mr. and Mrs. Fungi come out simultaneously. Sorry, it's Mrs. Fungal. My mistake.
Okay.
They come out as a couple and do their miserable crap. And you can have 2 of those out. So within the span of 1 level, you go from tossing 1 dude to tossing 4 dudes. That are all miserable fucking mushroom people that want to kill themselves as they do a little finger gun dance. It's awesome as a weapon, like it's great as like a turret, but it's also like legitimately charming. Like I love Mr. Fungi. I love that he wants to die.
So
I love that he hates life.
so based on the description of like the humor here, uh,
Hmm.
I'm guessing I'm not 100% certain, but I don't think this franchise didn't ever go. Uh, this world isn't suited for Clank. It's more suited for Ratchet. And then they got rid of the second name and made a serious version of it.
No, it is pure Pixar.
Okay.
And then they zoom in on a character's face, and you get to see every single goddamn hair on the fur. And you're
Okay.
like, this looks way better than a bunch of Pixar movies.
Because I just remember.
Also, it did do that. There was a game called Deadlocked.
Oh well, there we
was
go.
like-
All right,
That was
fine.
like super
Because-
edgy.
Because I will never ever ever forget, like, no matter what the games, I've never played any of them, but all I remember is the end of the commercial where they go this world is more suited for Jack, and it zooms in on Jack's face as he's all goateed up, and there's no Daxter. Fuck Daxter.
Yeah, it's
like,
really
wow.
interesting because
Okay.
Sony was putting out through like second or third parties like a lot of those games. You had Spyro, you had Jack and Daxter, you had Ratchet and Clank, you had Sly Cooper, and Ratchet and Clank was the one that got to live because the other ones just kind of either faded away or like actively ruined themselves.
Hmm.
Like Jack and Daxter 1 is a Mario clone.
Hmm.
And then Jack and Daxter 2, they give him a gun and he swears.
They also
But
got
that game's still ruled, actually.
okay, but like that, like of those things, it was Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper that
Yeah.
survived and got movies and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, there hasn't been a Sly game in a while.
Okay, who makes Sly? Is it the same studio, or is it? I mean, I know it's treated as first party as well, but I don't know.
Is it Psygnosis?
Okay,
Who makes... Hold on. Sucker Punch
okay.
makes Sly Cooper. And did they die?
Hmm.
No, they made Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
No time for raccoons.
But Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper are all in my head as alternate Marios for Sony that
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot is not doing, that
No.
I didn't get to touch.
It's really weird because
I almost said
there
Brash
are
Candicoot.
there are straight up like knockoff Crash Bandicoot levels in Ratchet and Clank. Like some of the little mini game levels have you running across like exploding boxes, and it's like, wow, this is a Crash Bandicoot level. This is 100% that. But like Sly Cooper hasn't had a game since like 2005. Like that shit is gone.
I guess it was there was also it was the resurgence of the mascot era when back in the Super Nintendo days as well, there was another mascot era of like, all right, we see that Mario and we see that Sonic, but have you seen Titus the Fox? Have you seen Arrow the Acrobat?
Oh,
You know,
man.
and just and then the collection
that shit.
of fucking Bubsies and Ty the Tasmanian Tigers and just everyone trying to one up the mascot game, and then it thankfully did fucking die off and quiet down before they at least came back and went like, all right, let's do it again, but we have an idea, we have a gameplay thing to do here. So, like Spyro and Ape Escape and shit end up being like unique in their approach to things, but there was just a whole lot of look. It's a character with gloves that has their mouth open. Do you wanna buy it, kids? And it's like, that's not good enough. You got to do more than just make a shitty platformer here. So
The
that
one
was
that
like round
always
2 of that.
the one that always burns into my mind is Vex with two
Vex.
X's.
Mm-hmm. Vex is out there. Yep. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Tomba had a cool art style, so I didn't mind Tomba. But yeah, man, they really just they went in and it was rough. It was rough. But if you bring something fresh to the table with it, I don't mind. That's all good. But anyway, yeah. So, but all those Sony games, I remember, just didn't have a PlayStation at the time, so I just didn't really ever dive in. Cool.
Yeah,
What about? Oh, I was gonna say
What
like what is there any other feature besides the trigger thing that it does that's like a PS5 flex?
the loading shit.
Okay.
The you're constantly they really love to open up portals and dump a bunch of enemies as you can see an area that is a completely different biome in the behind
Okay.
you, or move you around the level quickly, or dump you into completely different types of levels instantly.
Because I'm waiting
Um,
for the game that Sony's going to fund that forces you to acknowledge and use cards. Because they know, no one gives a fuck about your stupid card system. They're in the way of my cross media bar, essentially. I'm trying to get to the settings or to the next game or to my fucking downloads, and your dumb moment boxes are popping up, and we hate them. But no one's using them, so maybe we need a game that'll like make you use them in some way or some shape. Who knows? To quick zip you back and forth between. I don't know what, but I feel as if something would be in the works to flex those features, because I think that's the only new PS5 thing that is like just completely fucking ignored right now.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like for a second there, I thought you were making it up.
It's clutter.
And then
It's the thing. There's your game, then you pull up the menu, and then there's the row in between the row you want and the games. And it's this row of fucking things that I don't want to deal with, I want boot game and options for how to boot game.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, so I feel playing Ratchet has one very weird thing about it that I have never encountered playing a game before in my life, which is, wow, this game's great. Oh, I love it. And the average response from people that I've talked to about it, who I would otherwise just chat about, is, I don't want to hear about it. Shut up. Because they can't get a PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Is like, it's a game that they would be playing right now, but they literally just can't. And I've never encountered this.
I when I was talking about the cards, that did flash, and it sounds like it's going to continue to be the case for the rest of this year. Seems like 22 is going to be possibly when people might get their hands on one that doesn't get scalped immediately. So
it's I don't know. I think it was on stream when I was talking about this, because we didn't do a podcast last week, and it's like, yeah, there's the chips shortage, right? And there's shipping issues and all that, but I really genuinely feel like the number one problem is that most sales have to be online because of countries' various levels of COVID vaccination and in person. Like, once you're able to just go stand in line for a couple hours to get one, at least you can hit a situation where they have them in the store. As long as I don't fucking move, I'm gonna get one. Instead of trying every couple days when Sony goes, hey, we're gonna sell some online, and a bunch of robots do it, because robots can't currently go to the place in person.
In the meantime, like, everything is still PS4, and that is going to be the continued case for a while. Like, everything is
Yeah.
releasing straight to both and no questions asked. Like anything that hard commits to PS5 right now, unless you're getting your money from Sony, it's not worth it.